Have you ever stood up from your favorite chair and felt just a little less steady than you used to? Maybe your legs feel a bit wobbly, or your hips ache after a short walk around the house. Or maybe, like many folks past 65, you've noticed that little things, bumping your shin on the coffee table, stepping off a curb too quickly, leave a bigger mark than they used to. If so, you're definitely not alone. And more importantly, you're not imagining it. There's something real happening inside your body, and it's got everything to do with your bones. Now, let's be honest, most of us don't think about our bones much. They're not visible like our skin, or something we can easily feel like our heartbeat. But after 65, they deserve our full attention. Because while your bones may seem solid and unchanging, the truth is, they're alive. They're constantly rebuilding and repairing themselves. Or at least, they should be. But the moment we hit our 60s, and especially beyond that, things start to shift. The rebuilding slows down. The breakdown speeds up. And suddenly, something as simple as slipping on the kitchen floor can turn into a broken wrist, a cracked hip, or weeks of bed rest. And that's not just frustrating, it's dangerous. Because bone strength is one of those quiet, hidden parts of health that impacts everything else. Your mobility. Your independence. Your confidence. Even your mental well-being. Weak bones don't just put you at risk for injury, they can slowly take away the freedom to live the way you want to live. But here's the good news, it doesn't have to be that way. Bone loss may be common after 65, but it's not inevitable. You have far more control than you might think. And today, we're going to talk about how you can keep your bones strong, sturdy, and working hard for you, well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. We're going to walk through 5 things, 5 simple, powerful habits, that can make all the difference for your bones. These aren't fancy supplements or complicated workouts. You don't need a gym membership or expensive treatments. Just a few smart changes that you can start today. And it all begins with something that doesn't cost a dime, movement. Now, I know. When your joints ache and your muscles feel tired, the last thing on your mind is exercise. But here's the thing, your bones love movement. Every step you take, every time you carry a grocery bag, or bend down to water your plants, your bones are getting a message. A signal that says, hey, we need to stay strong. We've got work to do. That's because bones are like muscles, they get stronger when you use them. The pressure and resistance from walking, lifting, stretching, even just standing, stimulates your body to keep your bones dense and healthy. Without it, they slowly start to thin out. That's how conditions like osteoporosis sneak in. Not overnight, but little by little. Quietly. Until one day, a small fall turns into a big setback. But you don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights to protect your bones. Something as simple as a brisk 20-minute walk around your neighborhood, a few light squats while holding onto a chair, or even a short balance routine can send the right signals. And if walking is tricky right now, try low-impact options like water aerobics or chair yoga. The key is to do it regularly. A little bit, every day, adds up to a whole lot of strength. And while we're on the topic of what your bones need, let's talk about something else they absolutely depend on, calcium. Now, that one's probably not a surprise. Most of us grew up hearing about how milk makes your bones strong. But here's the part that is surprising, just drinking milk or popping a calcium supplement doesn't always solve the problem. Because calcium isn't just about what you take in, it's about what your body can absorb and actually use. And as we get older, our ability to absorb calcium from food and supplements gets weaker. That's especially true if you're not getting enough vitamin D, which acts like a key that unlocks calcium and helps it get into your bones where it belongs. Without it, that glass of milk might just be passing through without doing much good at all. So what can you do? First, make sure you're getting enough vitamin D, either through safe sun exposure, like 10 to 20 minutes a day on your arms and face, or through foods like salmon, eggs, or fortified cereals. And yes, supplements can help too, especially during the colder months when sunlight is scarce. Then, pair that with calcium-rich foods your body can actually digest well. Leafy greens like kale and collards are great. So are almonds, tofu, canned sardines with the bones in, and low-fat dairy if your stomach handles it. The key is balance, not just loading up on calcium, but giving your body the full support it needs to use that calcium properly. And don't forget, some everyday habits can quietly drain your bones of calcium without you realizing it. Things like too much salt, too much caffeine, or even certain medications. It's not about cutting those things out completely, but being mindful. If you're sipping 5 cups of coffee a day or sprinkling salt on everything, your bones might be paying the price. And speaking of paying the price, stress is another sneaky culprit when it comes to bone health. When we're constantly worried, anxious, or under pressure, our body produces more of a hormone called cortisol. In small doses, that's okay. But when cortisol levels stay high for long periods, they can actually weaken your bones by slowing down the rebuilding process. It's a silent kind of damage. You can't see it happening. You might not feel it at first. But over time, chronic stress wears down your bones from the inside out. That's why it's so important, not just for your heart, your mind, or your mood, but for your bones, too, to find moments of calm every day. Maybe that means taking a walk in nature, listening to music, praying, meditating, or just sitting quietly with a cup of tea. Whatever helps you breathe a little deeper and let go of the day's worries, your bones are going to thank you for it. And with that, we've already started laying down the foundation for stronger bones, just by moving more, nourishing smarter, and easing stress where we can. Now that we've got a solid understanding of how movement, calcium, vitamin D, and even stress levels affect your bones, let's take a look at something many people overlook, but it has a massive impact on bone strength. It's something we often don't notice until it starts going wrong, and by that time, it can already be affecting our balance, our coordination, and yes, our bones. I'm talking about muscle. You see, your muscles and your bones are best friends. They work together, move together, and rely on each other. When your muscles are strong, they help protect your bones by absorbing shocks, keeping your posture upright, and making every step feel stable and secure. But when muscle mass starts to shrink, which it naturally does after 60, it becomes harder for your body to stay aligned and balanced. And that, unfortunately, raises your risk of falling. And let's be honest here, falls are one of the biggest dangers to bone health after 65. It's not just about being clumsy or having a bad day. It's about whether your muscles are strong enough to catch you, or your bones sturdy enough to handle a stumble. So the next piece of this puzzle is simple but powerful: keep your muscles as strong as possible. The good news is, you don't need to turn into a bodybuilder. Just a few light strength exercises a couple of times a week can make all the difference. You can use resistance bands, small hand weights, or even just your own body weight. Things like standing up from a chair without using your hands. Lifting a bag of rice from the floor to the counter. Or gently pressing your hands against a wall to do a modified push-up. And here's the great part: when you do these movements, you're not just building muscle. You're giving your bones that pressure and stimulus they crave. It's like sending a message: hey, we're still active down here, keep growing. And it doesn't have to feel like a chore. You can turn it into a routine while you watch TV, or as a warm-up before your walk. Even gardening, carrying laundry, or scrubbing the floor counts as strength work if you're engaging your muscles. What matters most is consistency, doing something regularly that keeps your body active and your muscles alive and well. Now, while we're building muscle and protecting our bones on the outside, we need to talk about something just as important happening inside the body: inflammation. You've probably heard that word a lot these days. It gets blamed for just about everything: joint pain, fatigue, digestive issues, and honestly, for good reason. But what most people don't realize is that chronic inflammation can weaken your bones over time, too. You see, inflammation is your body's way of responding to injury or infection. In small doses, it's a good thing. It helps you heal. But when inflammation lingers, because of poor diet, lack of sleep, or too much stress, it starts to interfere with the cells that rebuild your bones. Instead of growing stronger, your bones may actually start breaking down faster than your body can repair them. So, one of the best things you can do to keep your bones strong. Reduce inflammation from the inside out. And one of the most powerful tools you have for that is food. Now don't worry, I'm not going to tell you to give up everything you love. You don't have to live on kale and quinoa. But adding more anti-inflammatory foods to your plate can really support your bone health. Think about foods that are colorful, rich in antioxidants, and full of healthy fats. Things like berries, leafy greens, olive oil, avocados, turmeric, nuts, and fatty fish like salmon or sardines. These foods help calm inflammation, nourish your cells, and give your body the building blocks it needs to keep your bones strong and resilient. On the flip side, try to ease up on ultra-processed foods, those boxed, bagged, and sugary snacks that are convenient but often loaded with ingredients your body doesn't recognize. Too much added sugar, trans fats, and chemicals can stir up inflammation and rob your bones of the nutrients they need to rebuild. Even small changes can make a big difference. Swapping white bread for whole grain. Using olive oil instead of margarine. Adding a handful of walnuts to your salad. It all adds up. And every little improvement gives your bones a better shot at staying strong. But let's also talk about something that's just as vital for your bones as food and movement, something many people struggle with, but often underestimate. And that's sleep. Yes, sleep. The time when your body does its deepest healing, repairing, and rebuilding. Including your bones. When you sleep, your body releases growth hormones and works behind the scenes to restore tissues, calm inflammation, and balance key minerals like calcium and phosphorus. But if your sleep is broken, short, or restless night after night, those repair processes can't happen the way they should. And over time, it can contribute to bone loss, slowly, silently, and steadily. I know how tricky sleep can get as we age. Hormone shifts, medications, nighttime bathroom trips, or just that buzzing brain that won't turn off can all make it harder to get quality rest. But protecting your sleep is one of the most underrated things you can do for your bones. So if you find yourself waking up multiple times a night, or tossing and turning for hours, consider some gentle changes. A consistent bedtime. Turning off bright screens an hour before you sleep. Keeping your bedroom cool and dark. Even a calming nighttime routine, like stretching, reading, or sipping warm chamomile tea, can help cue your body that it's time to wind down. And if something deeper is going on, like sleep apnea, restless legs, or chronic pain, don't hesitate to bring it up with your doctor. Because sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's about helping your body do the hard work of keeping you healthy, even while you dream. It's easy to brush off sleep as a luxury. Something we can catch up on later. But when it comes to your bones, it's a necessity. A quiet form of protection you give yourself every single night. By now, you can probably see how everything we've talked about connects. Movement supports strength. Food fuels the repair. Rest allows the rebuilding. And when you line these things up, bit by bit, day by day, your bones respond. Even if you've already experienced some bone loss. Even if you've had a fracture or two. Your body still has the ability to strengthen and heal, especially when you give it the support it needs. And let's not forget, strong bones don't just protect you from injuries. They keep you living the life you love. Gardening in the spring. Playing with grandkids on the floor. Dancing at a friend's birthday party. Taking a long walk on a cool morning. That kind of freedom. It's worth protecting. Now, we've talked about how movement, food, sleep, and managing inflammation all work together to protect your bones. But there's one more piece, one final key that often gets left out of the conversation, yet it might be the most important of all. It's the one that holds everything else together. And that, my friend, is consistency. I know, consistency might not sound very exciting at first. It's not a shiny new supplement or a fancy exercise gadget. But when it comes to keeping your bones strong after 65, doing small, good things regularly is far more powerful than doing big things once in a while. Think about it this way. Brushing your teeth once a week won't keep them healthy, right? It's the daily habit that makes the difference. Same goes for your bones. A single walk, one healthy dinner, or one night of solid sleep won't change everything overnight. But when those things become your rhythm, your daily way of living, that's when the real magic happens. And here's the truth, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up. If your knees are sore today and you can't take a long walk, that's okay. Try a gentle stretch instead. If you had a restless night and woke up feeling stiff, be kind to your body, move gently, eat nourishing foods, and try again tomorrow. The goal isn't to be a superhero. The goal is to keep your body supported so it can do what it was made to do, heal, grow, and stay strong. And this brings us to something I truly believe more people over 60 need to hear: it is never too late to start taking care of your bones. I mean it. Never. Even if you've already been diagnosed with osteopenia or osteoporosis, even if you've had a fall in the past, even if you feel like your balance isn't what it used to be, your body is always trying to heal you. It just needs your help. And the help doesn't have to be complicated. It might mean setting a reminder to take your vitamin D in the morning. Or putting on your favorite music and dancing around the living room for 10 minutes to get your muscles moving. It might mean saying no to that second soda and yes to a big glass of water. Or simply going to bed 30 minutes earlier to give your body more time to restore itself. You don't need to climb mountains or run marathons to build better bones. You just need to make choices, small, thoughtful choices, that gently move you in the right direction. And while we're talking about choices, let me share something a lot of people overlook when it comes to bone health, and that's connection. Yes, connection. To other people. To your community. To a sense of purpose. You might be wondering, what does that have to do with my bones? More than you might think. Studies have shown that people who stay socially engaged, who talk with friends, stay involved in their communities, and keep a sense of belonging, are less likely to fall, more likely to stay active, and even recover faster when illness or injury strikes. Isolation, on the other hand, can increase stress hormones, lower motivation to move, and make it harder to stick with healthy habits. So don't underestimate the power of reaching out. Join a walking group. Call a friend. Volunteer for something you care about. Or even leave a comment below this video and connect with someone right here. You never know how a small hello or a shared story might lift your spirits, and theirs. Because the truth is, we're not meant to do this alone. Staying healthy, staying strong, aging well, it's a team effort. And when you surround yourself with people who encourage you, cheer you on, or simply remind you that you're not alone, it's easier to keep going. I want to tell you something important now. You are not weak just because your bones have lost some strength. You are not broken because your body has changed. You are human. You have lived, worked, raised families, carried burdens, and celebrated joys. And your body, yes, even now, is capable of amazing things. Your bones may have gotten a little thinner. But your spirit? That's still strong. And you can absolutely do something about your health, starting today. The beauty of being older is the wisdom that comes with it. You know what matters. You've seen what happens when you ignore your health, and what happens when you honor it. And now, with everything you've learned, you get to decide how you want to care for yourself in this chapter of life. It's not about turning back the clock. It's about moving forward with strength, confidence, and grace. About waking up and saying, today, I'm going to support my body in the best way I can. Whether that means a walk around the block, a warm bowl of soup packed with nutrients, or simply choosing to rest and recharge, every choice you make counts. And if no one has told you this recently, let me say it clearly, you deserve to feel strong. You deserve to feel supported. And you absolutely deserve to live a life that's full of vitality, freedom, and joy, even in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. So here's to you, to every step you take, every healthy habit you build, and every ounce of strength you gain. Your bones may be the foundation, but your heart, your wisdom, your resilience. That's the real strength. And it's only growing from here. If there's one thing I hope you take away from this conversation, it's this: you have more power over your health than you might realize. Especially when it comes to your bones. Weakening bones may be common after 65, but it doesn't have to be your story. Not if you're willing to make a few intentional changes and stick with them. Because here's the truth, your bones are living tissue. They're not like concrete that just wears down over time and can't be repaired. They're active, responsive, and constantly changing, breaking down and rebuilding. And every step you take to support them sends a message to your body: let's rebuild. Let's get stronger. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do everything all at once. But you do need to start. Right now. Right where you are. Maybe that means adding a handful of leafy greens to your dinner tonight. Maybe it means standing up and stretching for 5 minutes while you watch TV. Maybe it means taking a walk around the block, or picking up a small pair of dumbbells, or even just reminding yourself to drink more water. These things might seem small, but they are not insignificant. These are the habits that quietly but powerfully build better bones over time. And as you're making these changes, don't forget to check in with your doctor. Especially if you've had a fall, been diagnosed with osteoporosis, or started new medications that could affect your bones. A bone density test can tell you where things stand. And that knowledge can give you a plan, not fear. You deserve to know what's going on inside your body, and you deserve to feel like you're in control of it. Also, if you're taking medications like proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux, certain antidepressants, or even some diabetes drugs, it's a good idea to talk to your healthcare provider about how they may be affecting your bones. You're not being paranoid, you're being smart. You're looking out for yourself. And that matters. But this journey isn't just about preventing fractures or passing a bone scan. It's about something so much bigger. It's about keeping your freedom. Your independence. The ability to walk, bend, dance, garden, play with your grandkids, travel, or simply get out of bed in the morning without fear of falling or pain in your hips. Strong bones are what allow you to keep living life on your terms. And no matter where you are on your health journey, whether you're already active or just starting to turn things around, it's never too late to take steps that protect your future. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're just in the process of becoming stronger. There's something else I want to say here, and I mean this from the heart: aging does not mean giving up. It does not mean shrinking back or settling for discomfort. It does not mean your best days are behind you. Aging is a gift. A chance to live more wisely. More consciously. More intentionally. And when you take care of your bones, when you move your body, eat with care, rest deeply, and stay connected, you're not just adding years to your life. You're adding life to your years. Imagine this with me for a moment: you're standing tall and steady. You walk with confidence. You wake up with less stiffness, less pain, more energy. You feel strong, not just in your bones, but in your spirit. You trust your body again. And you know that every choice you're making is helping you build a stronger, more vibrant future. That vision is absolutely possible. Not just for other people, but for you. And now, I'd love to hear from you. What part of this video spoke to you the most? Was it about the importance of protein? The impact of daily movement? Or maybe the reminder that you're not too late to take care of your bones? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. This isn't just a video. It's a community. And when you share your story, you help others feel less alone. You might even inspire someone else to start their own healing journey. If you found this video helpful, please tap that like button, it really does help more people discover this content. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. We've got more honest, helpful, and empowering health tips coming your way every week, right here on Elderly Made Easy. Remember, your bones are the foundation of your body, but your mindset, your choices, and your heart. That's the foundation of your life. So here's to strong bones, strong minds, and strong hearts. Here's to walking tall, living well, and feeling empowered in every season of life. You've got this. And you're not alone. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep showing up for yourself, one small step at a time.